Oh, come on, please. You gotta let me out. My wife and kids are gonna die without me. If I'm not out of jail by tomorrow, I'm gonna miss the whole sausage truck that comes by and all the good deals at the thrift store. Oh man, you gotta let me out. You don't understand how much of my life you're ruining with this.
All right, community service time.
Oh, no thank you, I'm good. You can lock me up again. I'll wait for the gallows, that's fine. Nothing quite like the old firing squad to set a doe like me straight. Yep, I feel the electric chair now. I bet that must be... This video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. More on that later.
What are you in for?
Well, technically I'm a terrorist. What about you?
Impersonating a police officer.
When you think about a video game, you probably think about AAA games, those big indie projects, or games that you grew up playing, or as I like to say, tag bip gup. Acronyms are hard, I don't want to hear about it. There are so many video games out there. Some consoles have libraries in the thousands, and it would be hard to say that you've played them all. Just because you can name a Sonic game by hearing 1 second of its OST does not mean that you're a real gamer. You need to play every Hyperscan game for that title.
I meant combine the games, not the kids!
When you ask the average Joe to name a video game, he'll probably name something popular like Sonic, Mario, Doom, Halo, Bubsy, Minecraft, Call of Duty, Fortnite. Shockwaving to get out of here, damn. Oh! Maybe some independent game you could play on Steam like Balatro, Pizza Tower, Mindwave, some stuff like that. What he won't say is some dog shit shelf filler from the mid-2000s, and for good reason. You ever heard of Pets Monkeys? Crazy Monkeys. Pets Crazy Monkeys. You ever heard of Pets Crazy Monkeys? No, because it couldn't sell for $20 at Walmart for 15 years, and then it respawned in the $5 movie bin where it's been rotting since you were born. The Wii has roughly 2,500 games in both physical and digital releases across all regions. Not all of these games are high-budget titles created with love, dedication, and interest in making an engaging story that captivates the hearts of the players. Some had smaller budgets, stricter deadlines, and underexperienced developers working on games without drive or direction. Case in point, water sports. This right here is shovelware, or as the kids might call it nowadays, slop. It's essentially any game whose intent is solely to be on a store shelf, and that's it. Grandma walks into her local quarantine zone and sees Wacky World of Sports and thinks, damn, this checks all of my granddaughter's points. She's wacky, she's world, and she's of sports. This is perfect for her. And then she buys it only for it to be played once, left collecting dust on a shelf for 15 years, and then sold to a local game store 20 years later for $1.50.
Yeah, I'm sorry. All I can do is $1 on this, man.
Fuck. Of every game console manufacturer, the one that suffers through this the most is Nintendo, as the audience for their consoles tends to be a bit on the younger side.
Hot buttered popcorn, that's a deal!
I'm sorry to report that Xbox 360 and PlayStation Triple players will have to find a different way to traumatize Grandpa with flashbacks of the war, as World War II Aces is exclusive to the Wii. It was so exclusive, in fact, that they even released it on the Wii twice, courtesy of the 2-for-1 Power Pack. There's 3 of these, and it took them until the 3rd one to fix that typo. The shovelware life is a flat circle, starting at conception. Why should we start creating and finish creating a game in the span of 3 months? Oh! Money. Its first stop is stores, selling poorly or not at all. Then it goes to bargain bins or the small local game stores where they rot for the rest of eternity, as these are not sellable titles. Tell me up front. You go to a game store looking for a new Wii game. Are you picking Twilight Scene-It or are you picking Mario Galaxy? Here at the Shovelware shelter, where I'm being sentenced to do community service, we house hundreds of Wii games that would never be able to find themselves a new home on their own. The Wii is remembered fondly for its good lineup of first-party titles, but the majority of what was released on it has ended up here. Those out there without Wii children to call their own submit their info via a form, and we find the perfect game in our shelter for them based on their answers. We then ship it off to its new forever home to be loved and played forever. Probably.
Hey, what's the answer to number 1?
Golden Weeb.
Okay.
Back in the Wii and DS days, there was a company called Maximum Family Games who were known for their high-quality children's games. For about a year, I mean. After that, they were better known for the guys who published some of the worst games ever for a quick buck. I plan to make a video on them eventually, as their past antics are incredibly amusing and are almost identical to that of their pal-reaching counterpart Phoenix Games, who they even share some blood with. Though, unlike Phoenix Games, they didn't go bankrupt in 2011 and actually still publish games to this day, now under the name Maximum Games or Maximum Entertainment. They've published some wild stuff nowadays, like them's Fightin' Herds, Squirrel with a Gun, and I don't know, Among Us and Five Nights at Freddy's. They've cleaned themselves up for the most part, having a nice lineup of relatively quality-ish titles under their belts, distracting you from how they used to publish stuff like Hoppy on the DS. Where are your legs, man? Despite the better image, they're not doing a super good job considering the AI box art, but hey, I'm not a CEO of a big game publishing company. Maybe this was necessary to keep the doors open. Don't hire an artist, rip down a forest or two instead. That's how you make money. Like they do now, back then they also worked with other companies and went under many pseudonyms. One of the companies that they either worked with and or are is Virtual Play Games, known for nothing. But in 2011, they released a game called BurgerBot for the Wii and DS. I see here on Golden Weeb's forum that they like burgers, cook burgers, and wish to cook more burgers. So I think that this will be perfect for them. Hot off the grill, the addictive burger making game is here. ButgerBot for Wii puts you in charge of various burger activities such as grilling, chopping, washing, preparing, and serving demanding shop customers. Even use your own robot's parts to make burgers. I think the wording on that is a little silly. They're saying that you can grill the customers. I don't want to chop a man. Regardless, I think that this will be perfect. The spelling mistake tells me that they were so busy making a good game that they forgot to check themselves on writing. It was not only developed by Maximum Family Games, but it was also developed by Cyberplanet Interactive, another company that was big around this time for their work on shovelware. Coincidentally, almost always published by either Phoenix Games or Maximum Family Games, depending on where you were. They have a really unique art style that you can recognize from a mile away. Look at this man and tell me he wasn't drawn by a shady company based outside of Thailand. This was also the second to last game they ever made, rest in piss. This game is your basic, nothing special cooking game where you have to manage your time to not fuck up the cooking. You play as BurgerBot, moving around to prepare things for burgers so you can, make burgers. And serve them, mind you, and serve them. You'll click on these things that have ingredients in them, realize that you clicked the wrong one because they're too close to each other, trash it, and then start over. The customers want shit like burger on bun. No sauce, no vegetable, no nothing. White man shit over here. You get all the ingredients together on the same plate, you shake your Wii remote, lose track of where your cursor is, and then you serve it to the person, collect your tip, and move forward. With your tips, you can upgrade BurgerBot's speed, increase your storage of ingredients, and buy different ingredients, which bring up some time-stopping decisions. The chicken is well seasoned, and when grilled is with a bit of fire, you then can sense good smell from it. Just imagine putting it into your burgers? What a yummy.
What a yummy.
Well known for their
Yummers.
This is a bit of a distraction, but not as much of a distraction as this lady. Hello, nurse. She checks if the place is clean, and if it is, ta-da, you get 500 points. To ensure that BurgerBot is clean, you gotta do these oddly sensual tasks where I feel like I'm getting too close to him. I can't be catching feelings for BurgerBot. He's a co-worker. That's against store policy. Luckily, I don't have to worry about that with my current situation. If you run out of ingredients, you have to play these mini games, a lot of which include making jerk-off motions with the Wii remote. For some reason, these take away from the big timer end game, but choosing between lettuce and onion doesn't. Regardless, I think this game will be in very good hands with our burger-loving, burger-making friend. Enjoy your new home, buddy. May you cook a good cheesed burger.
Oh, Mr. Beastburger? Hey, can I get a Carl's Deluxe?
Oh man, someone went to the pronoun store. This is one hell of a detailed sandwich tutorial. Did I do a good job of making this? Leave a comment down below on how epic this sandwich is. There's a lot of skating stuff all over this application. I think I know the game for you. Our House Party. I knew this would be perfect because of your general craftsmanship tomfoolery. This game has 3 levels of shovelware going on. First, it's a lazy party game collection. A large portion of the shelf fillers around this time were the same ideas reused with a different coat of paint. Minigames that are often and stolen straight from more popular party games but without any sauce. They last way too long and it's a staple of shovelware. Second, it was developed by Budcat Creations. They went defunct less than a year after making this game. As an extra burn, this was one of their last games they ever made. That's very telling of what we're about to get into. Third, it's a tie-in with a brand. This right here is the fabled Home Depot game. What about this screams Home Depot? Well, let's ignore the blatant product placement all over this game and instead open this brand new copy I have right here. Drats. Well, I was going to show it off, but some copies of Our House came with a Home Depot gift card, which they boldly advertised as being worth up to $1,000. I worry that since this game came out before the law stopping gift cards from expiring happened, that they are now worth nothing, but we'll see. Shoutouts to GameStop, I guess. Why is this here? What child goes out of their way to buy a magnificent piece of Poplar straight from their local hardware store? Well, the adult who owns the child, obviously. This game tricked me at first. I was honestly enjoying it as it has a lot of charm and personality. They used all of that Home Depot sponsorship money to license the song Our House. I thought it was just a coincidence, but no, it's a game named after the song.
Oh my god.
It's not the same. They got like a double version.
Wait, is it a cover?
It's a cover.
Like a kid, this is like a kid's pop cover version.
Oh my god.
I played it for about 20 minutes and started thinking that if the developers had more time, they could have made something really special here. You can walk around your house seeing Miis from your Wii as they clean their car.
And who's this one working on their car?
Wait, is that me?
Hang around the lawn. It's the exact same me because all my friends are the exact same. White women when told to make a me. It's a fucking Buzz Lightyear gif. Hand everyone their mail. That's Slenderman!
Slenderman!
And mime around invisible walls. Really clever there. There's a fucking Final Fantasy reference here. There's even a super secret unlockable character named Cogswell, who I never got to because I was unable to no-life this game, but look, he's so wholesome. I love him. Then it hit me. A cement truck of anger as this game started cucking me. This blue-haired whore kept ruining my games. Some of the minigames just don't work. One of them that gets repeated all the time has fucking tank controls on the Wii? And getting bumped means that you drop your stuff and have to go all the way back to the truck to pick up more. Don't even get me started on this evil skank. This game showed its true colors by fucking me in the ass, and I'm so goddamn pissed. Here's how it works for those who are curious. You pick a house, then you pick a part of your house or yard to upgrade. Then you play a bunch of minigames based around that. Whoever gets the best placement overall gets the best looking kitchen, for example. Everyone else's kitchen will look like ass, simply, but they can upgrade those later on with the game's currency, screws. You earn more screws by just being good at the game, but you can also use them to buy upgrades and sabotage items at the Home Depot. Not a sponsor, they gotta pay me a lot more to be more positive about them. Just because it's a bad game overall doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve a good home. And that's what this whole community service thing is all about. The most fun I had in this game was sabotaging this blue-haired fuck, but I hope that you can find more fun than I did. While the copy of Our House Party that I have doesn't include a gift card, maybe this brand new one that I'm giving to you, Marbicus, will include it. Or maybe this one will have it. Or if you're lucky, maybe this copy will have it. And while we're at it, I think these other ones should increase your chances. 8 total, 1 sealed, and 7 open. Thank you, Our House Party. May you gift Marbicus $8,000 in Home Depot credits.
What would you do with $8,000?
Guess I could go for a new wife beater.
You mean like the shirt, right?
The Wii has some of the greatest brandings of the entire history of the market. No console will ever see the amount of booming success that the Wii did so suddenly. The Switch may have sold better, but that was over time. The Wii was impossible to find in stores for quite a while. Oh, but the PS5 was impossible to find in stores for years as well? Tell me that when it gets a good exclusive that isn't coming to the PC 2 years later. If the PS5 gets something on the same level of Dr. Fizz Whizzle's Animal Rescue, call me. One of the reasons it did so well was the marketing and branding. This is the birthplace of Nintendo's baby, the Miis. Here's mine. Pretty accurate to what I'd look like if I was a human and not a puppet. A lot of games officially licensed by Nintendo used Miis. Stuff like Mario Kart Wii, Animal Crossing City Folk, Jeopardy, and of course, I couldn't forget the all-timer Go Play Lumberjacks. Ew. A lot of games around this time couldn't get the official Nintendo blessing, struggling to be cool enough for it. If you failed to secure Mii usage in your game, remember that you're officially lower than Family Feud and Are You Smarter Than a 5th grader? A lot of games resorted resorted to using their own character creators or characters that vaguely resembled Mii's in some way. That's a Mii, alright. On top of these weird character creators, you would often see some people try to work around the Wii name. There's a whole series of Wii games called the Wii series. These are some of the best games on the console, period. Wii Sports and its sequel, Wii Sports Resort, Wii Play and its sequel, Wii Play Motion are fine enough. Wii Party is one of the most fun games on the whole console. If I could afford it, I would play it, but I can't since I don't, so I won't. Since Wii is copyrighted, you can't just use the word. As a result, there's a lot of games that instead use the word Wii, like we, not we. We got We Fish, We Cheer, We Sing, We Love Golf, and also We Wish You a Merry Christmas. According to Mucore here, they love crashing, also known as snowboarding. Here's We Ski, kind of the same thing. Sadly, there's no snowboarding game on the Wii, I promise you that, so this is what you get. This is a skiing game that also has Wii balance board controls optional. I think I might be a bit too short for this, but I'll give it the old college try. I'm not even in college. This game is kind of boring. The tutorials are a bit slow, and while they make the controls feel complicated, they're overall just fine. It's a bit clunky and unresponsive courtesy of general Wii motion control shenanigans, but I've played worse controlling games before, believe me. I found it hard to figure out how to do tricks specifically, but that's because I never went to the tutorials for them. All the other tutorials led into each other. For some reason, those ones were separate, and I didn't know that they were a thing until I finished playing the game. There's two things that you can do. You can either freely ski around talking to people and doing silly challenges or quests, or you can race, slalom, or mogul. Of these three, the only one that's really fun is the one where you race one guy. I was able to beat all the way up to level 20 with some practice.
Okay, now you gotta lock in.
Crazy how
Why is it turning me the wrong way? I was facing the
You were fucking
was
doing it. You were
turning the
fucking
right
doing
way.
it.
And the game just decided, no, your motion controls are actually incorrect. You fucking turning left foot. You're turning right foot today.
He actually had aimbot. He had aimbot.
He had aimbot. I don't know if that was obvious to the viewer. Slalom is a bit much for me. I'm just not that good at the game. Skill issue.
We're just sending Yakuza meanwhile. Mel is losing her mind.
This is a really good gift to use. Mods, please don't ban me.
Oh, you have to actually be perfect. You lost already.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
That combined with the controls being poopy butt, you can count me out. Mogul is the same course for 5 levels, and the only difference is the rank that you need to get to pass. I got an A when I needed an S+, but I think I'm done. I'm keeping the Wii remote as straight as humanly possible, and it's just going so gay.
Going so f***y, what the fuck?
I'll take an A. That's fine by me. So yeah, that's about it. Not a lot to do with this game, and I can kind of see why it's so cheap. It's not like this is a bad game by any means. I'd even argue that if given some more time to create a story, clean up the controls, make the game feel faster, maybe some controller options, this really could have been a Wii seller. I hate seeing the potential in this game, but I guess whoever developed and published it didn't see the same visions that I do.
Dude, who made this game?
Who made this game?
I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know who made this game, but I'm sure like to know. Devilez las pistas. I'm a huge fan of this, honestly. Despite all of its flaws, this game has a lot of charm and it's fun to mess around with when friends are visiting. Speaking of visiting, let's visit their website, www.weskipatrol.com. I honestly can't say that I've ever seen a more shady website in my entire life. I'll just ignore that and pack it alongside the game. Off to Mucore you go. Safe travels, my Wii shovelware friend.
So what sports do you like?
Well, I'm not really much for sports myself. What about you?
Oh, I like hunting myself.
Oh, I'm not dead or anything. I'm actually asleep, courtesy of today's sponsor, Manta Sleep. These things are slick and comfy as hell. I had never used a sleep mask before this, and my god, it is incredible. Unlike a lot of stuff like this, they're actually affordable despite feeling like they shouldn't be. I myself have a big fancy one with Bluetooth headphones so I can listen to calming, soothing sounds. I have the best object permanence in the world. You can't hide jack from me. Oh god! Oh, where'd you go? The mask is adjustable too, meaning that it can fit Former Officer Officer Copafeel's average human-sized head, as well as my own small felt head full of plush material. Those are my brains. If you're like me and your sleep schedule is all out of whack, or if you have a hard time getting a good snooze in, I promise that Manta Sleep is a good option.
Is that good?
Look at me and give a thumbs up. Check them out via the link on screen and at the top of the description and use code Nosurname for 10% off of your order. Your purchase not only gives you a sick sleep mask at a good price, but it also helps support my channel. Again, go check out mantasleep.com and use code Nosurname, or check out the link at the top of the description and save 10% on your order of this babe of a mask.
Can you see what's in front of you right now?
I can't see it, but it smells pretty bad.
Next one I have is Ari. There's a Freddy Fazbear impression on her form. I'm not amused. She likes Godzilla, which leads me to want to give her Godzilla Unleashed, but that's a rare game. It may be one of the worst games ever released on the Wii, but it's worth money, which means people actually want that. Ah, here we go. Favorite way of obtaining food is a personal taxi. Taxis were invented by Sega, so let's talk about the Crazy Taxi Wii game. They must have accidentally flipped the box art. The driver's on the wrong side of the road. Now that I'm looking, this actually looks nothing like a real taxi. Oh, those are some really weird stereotypes and racist caricatures. Oh, wait. No, this is British. Oh, God, no! There's something to be said about the hole in Crazy Taxi games that had just started around this time, where the franchise would see so few entries aside from re-releases and ports, with the last actual Crazy Taxi game back then and to this day being Catch a Ride on Game Boy Advance in early 2003. We're not including the mobile games, by the way. Fuck that shit. The people were hungry for action-packed speeding down the streets of Product Placementville, trying to get their passengers to their destinations across the town in less than a minute. If you didn't want to get into The Simpsons Road Rage, then this was about all you had. London Taxi Rush Hour is a game developed by people and published by people, intended to be played by no one on the Wii and PS2. Point blank, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen. On top of that, it is the most unplayable game I have ever touched. This is as loose as I have ever seen a car move, all thanks to Wii wheel motion controls. The slightest move of the controller doesn't move you, but then when you do just a little bit more, then you do a 180, or rather a 90, into a wall or another car, because the streets are way too packed and close together, and the obstacles are beyond abundant. They're like an invasive species that needs to be killed off. The first meter here is how angry your customer is. If they get annoyed, they'll get out and take your money. Even if you stop at their destination, you will have to owe them money for your poor driving. This here is how clean your car is. If it isn't clean enough, then people will shame you and ignore your taxi. Typical British moment to judge people despite not knowing them. This final thing here is a boost that you get by shaking the Wii remote. Good luck using it and remaining on the road, or right side up for that matter. The boost just makes you go really fast, like that.
What the fuck?
Can you drift?
Working game.
Good luck remaining on the road while you're driving in general, actually. Good luck meeting a single money requirement. If you don't get the money goal, you keep nothing at the end. Good luck managing to play more than one round of this game. Good luck unlocking anything in this game. This thing is offensive to every sense. It looks racist. It feels uncomfortable to play. It smells like it hasn't showered in weeks. It sounds awful without even a lick of tasteful music to fit the pace of the gameplay. And speaking of taste, bleh, I played every game in this video for a while to gauge how they are. You know, get a feeling for if it's good, fun, whatever, find funny moments, whatever. I couldn't even manage 30 minutes of gameplay here. This is a compilation of me screaming about how bad this game is. How?
What? -6. He opened your wallet and took out $6 and was like, fuck you.
Fuck, I was here! But it's so fucking impossible! Jesus! I was stopped! That fucking skank just stole $11 from me. Get off my fucking face! God damn it! This is impossible!
5
Fuck
seconds.
me! What do you mean? The amount of money they were making from the shovelware dog shit could not have been the amount of the amount of fucking money that these cock-sucking were making from these dog shit shovel games could not have been enough to reasonably ruin their reputation to make this. Fuck off, you fucking asshole! God fucking damn it!
That's just a tree. You can't get mad at it.
I'm not even in front. I'm not touching the tree!
No.
I hope this game serves you well, Ari of the Gatos, because it sure as hell wasn't going to find a home any other way. This is the kid that stays in the orphanage until he fucking dies of dysteria.
You know, back in my day, we used to play Crazy Taxi all the time.
How old are you?
Me? Going gaga. I'm 29.
Some of you may be curious about how the form is laid out, and I hear you. Allow me to use Willow here as an example. We collected names, pronouns, jobs, dream jobs, yada yada yada. Let's use my endless supply of the Wii's library to give her the perfect game. Nothing to work with for a lot of this. I was tempted to give her Sonic and the Black Knight, but that's a game that actually sells, so scratch that. Oh, favorite subject in school was marching band. Well, shit, girl, do I have a game for you. If you, the viewer, are anything like I expect you to be, then you know about Parappa the Rappa. Come on, look at you. Statistically, you're in your 20s, you're trans, autistic, and or a furry. I just clocked about half of you with at least one of those. Parappa the Rappa is a PS1 rhythm game following a silly little rapping dog. It has one of the best art styles of any game, and its OST is incredible. Parappa's first game was so good that he had a sequel, and it's just about the same. More good music, more cute, silly puppy business. They also had a spin-off following the character Lammy as she struggled with being a shy musician with a pretty solid band. Spoilers, she also dies and goes to hell. Outside of the Parappa universe, there exist rhythm games made by the same game designer Masaya Matsuura. One of his best-known works is vib-ribbon, possibly the most visually and audibly distinctive video games of all time. It uses music from the band Laugh in Peace, whose work is a bit on the more experimental side of things, which was intended to encourage people to use their own CDs by hot-swapping the game's disc for, let's say, What's the Story? Morning Glory by Oasis. There's also a follow-up to this title called vib-ribbon, but neither of these games came to the Americas and were instead stuck in Japan, or in Vibby's case, the UK as well. Masaya Matsuura also worked on a more recent project called Rap Rabbit, which was sadly cancelled. Matsuura and the artist behind the Parappa and Lammy games, Rodney Greenblatt, are an incredible pair of artistry and game design. Both of them are prolific in their respective fields, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a game that either of them had put their paws on that wasn't a masterpiece of the senses. Oh, sweet Neptune. Major Minor's Majestic March is a game designed by Matsuura and drawn by Greenblatt, and somehow neither of them cooked in the kitchen for long enough. First off, let me introduce you to what you're greeted to when you open the game. Oh, listen to this.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Get a load of this.
Can you? Oh. Oh.
That's in my next video. That's gonna be the background.
For a rhythm game, this is pretty rough. There's a whole video to be had on the difference between bad music and interesting music, and this menu music strays really close. We luckily have a story in this one. That's rare for this video. Might be the only one. In short, Major Minor here wants to play basketball, but instead he gets talked to by the soul of his great-great-great-grandmother, also known as GGGG, to become a marching band director. She is a staff. She is a stick. What is her soul doing in there? Becoming a marching band director took him almost no convincing. This little shit has no backbone. It's a whatever story. I don't really care. It's very obviously made for a very young audience. The game controls fine. You move the Wii remote like a baton and try to keep tempo while also slinging it left or right to pick up power-ups and other band members, where you create instruments in their hands out of nowhere and then force them into your band. If you do well, you get a drill about halfway through where you waggle the Wii remote like a crazy person. And that's about it. That is the entire gameplay loop. The only thing that stands out is the story. First, Eggplant Guy. Wait, who is that Eggplant? Who the hell is that Eggplant?
What the fuck is that guy?
Fox. EDP, EDF. Excuse me.
Oh my god, did you just say EDP?
He wants to ruin your band. He does. What the
All right,
fuck?
we are.
They're having a heart attack.
Oh my god, he's beating all of them up.
What the fuck?
He then steals GGGG, causing you and Tom to perform with garbage while at a very safe place for children to be roaming around performing music at night. Aubergine returns her at the end and runs away crying. That's the conflict. Then you somehow lose Tom, like he just walks away and comes back after the next level.
I'll be fine without Tom.
You don't need him.
You need me
No,
instead.
You only need me.
Oh, wait, she's gonna say it,
She said it, guys.
Keep
Oh my.
on marching.
This is a story about tragic yaoi and depression and overcoming depression.
Bastard went to the gas station for a snack and forgot he had a job to do. That's about it. That's it. That's the whole game. Here's my full playthrough sped up. This game took less than an hour to beat. It was pretty boring and had such a small amount of content. The only thing I took away from this was a tired arm and a sore wrist. Yes, as I was writing and as I'm editing, my wrist hurts. And it's not from getting kills in Fortnite, because I usually don't get many kills. Compared to the other games with Matsura and Greenblatt, this is one hell of a letdown. I can see why it only sold 600 copies in its first couple of days. This is a game that nobody wants. Nobody except for one person. I truly believe that Major Miner's Majestic March will be in good hands with its new owner, Willow. Godspeed, you trash.
So, Former Officer Copafeel.
Oh, please. Former Officer Copafeel is my father. Call me Former Officer Officer Copafeel. My first name is Officer.
I briefly mentioned it in my last video, but the Wii was home to all shapes and sizes of silly plastic shells made for holding the Wiimote, emulating the feeling of killing whatever species you hate the most. You could kill some ducks, some bears, some... oh God, no. Curse you, Maximum Family Game! Unsurprisingly, you could also kill chickens. A lot of chickens. Like a lot. Usually when people talk about killing virtual chickens, they jump onto these two, Chicken Blaster and Chicken Shoot. What they don't know is that I found a secret third game. A shocker to me is the lack of Morhoon here. For the unaware, Morhoon, also known as Crazy Chicken in English, is a gallery shooting game about killing chickens. It's one hell of a popular series of games, especially in Germany, but somehow the two Wii games he got are a 3D platformer and a shovelware party game exclusive to Germany. How did they miss the bar on joining the chicken killing genre on the Wii? Nonetheless, we have these 3 chicken killing games to tie us over. But what's the third one? Oh, but Melody Nosurname, how do these come into play at all? I can hear you saying. Well, for some reason, the shovelware shelter included 2 questions on the form right at the bottom. Opinions on balls and opinions on chickens. Surprisingly, only one person answered that they hated chickens, so I suppose that's where we'll start. Hello, Nuggy. Welcome to Chicken. First up, we have Chicken Blaster. This is as straightforward of a chicken killing gallery shooter as you can get, genuinely. You select options on the menus and shoot with the B button. You kill the chickens and then you press Z on the nunchuck whenever you need to reload, and then you press up on the nunchuck to move to the next part of the level once you've reached the required chicken death quota. Of the 8 levels, 4 of them are easy peasy, bam 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 bam. But every other level, being 2, 4, 6, and 8, all have bosses. Someone didn't know how to code these well, let me tell you. First, you need to destroy enough eggs coming at you from the bosses. Then, you need to shoot the red part of the boss roughly 1,000 times. I'm not exaggerating. And they don't stop throwing eggs, by the way. This shit gets hard. The eggs in previous parts of the level will heal you, but these ones will not, so you're stuck with what you have. You can get special types of weapons that I didn't know how to use until the very final levels, too. The final boss is an alien chicken for some reason. I blew him up. This game is wild, man, but that's nothing compared to the third chicken game that I found on the Wii. I like the animations a little bit. I like that it feels like someone put a bit of soul into this. And also, before you ask, yes, this is the second game that I beat this year, right behind Major Minor. Second up is Chicken Shoot, more of a PC game really, and that's because it was, actually. Originally released on the PC to reasonably okay reviews, this game eventually made its way to the Wii, only to be called the worst game on the console ever. I think that's a bit strong, honestly. I played all 10 levels and it was just boring. This game lacks substance, but does feature racist chickens. These were the only ones that I've truly felt justified in killing, honestly. Oh, and alien chickens. What's up with that? Why? Why do they keep doing that? This was the third game I beat this year. But did I beat a 4th game this year? And was it also a chicken killing game?
Just fucking grab them.
Game over.
Wow.
Let me try again. Hold on.
What? Did you see that? That was bullshit.
Okay, let me try one more time. No, go the other way. Why are you going? Okay, I'm done. All right. Chicken Ride is a game with more sauce than the other two. It has more chicken models, a better looking 3D areas, and silly goofs and gags. A lot of the chicken bosses are references to other media, specifically The Matrix, Harry Potter.
Boo!
It's a fucking Harry Potter chicken.
Shoot them! Shoot them! Kill them!
Shoot the transphobe!
Dracula, and The Terminator. Wait.
Terminator.
Oh my fucking god.
Terminator.
Hi, Terminator. One of the bosses was an alien chicken too. Huh? Why? Why do they all have alien chickens? The final boss is Darth Chicken, or Lord Chicken. I just finished watching all 9 Star Wars movies as I had never seen them before, and now I finally get the reference. It's the Darth guy. Wow. This game has a lot going for it. There's voice acting.
That's confirmed. You have found a golden
Gonna hurt.
What's
Golden points bonus.
Didn't say it was good. There's art in between levels, a nice difficulty curve, and all sorts of silly shit going on. The only real issue I had was the length of the levels. The last level was so long that the final boss, Lord Chicken, shows up, and then there's still about 8 to 10 more minutes of gameplay where it's just a bunch of chickens throwing eggs at you, and you just have to hope that you shoot them all before they kill you, and you have to restart the whole goddamn level again. I gave up due to how annoyingly impossible this would be to do without replaying it to remember the patterns, and then I just turned on a full playthrough and watched how that guy finished it. So no, I did not beat 4 games this year. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Reload.
It's gonna continue.
Oh,
What are you talking
fuck,
about?
fuck. I wasn't ready. I thought it was over. Fuck me, dude. Oh my god, my arm is so tired from all
You're
this
gonna
shit.
look at that chicken. Look at that fucking. He's fucking
Hold on.
coming for you.
He's so ready. Okay, wait, hold on. Got him.
Oh my god.
Well, I suppose these 3 need a new home. Lucky for them, I now know a chicken hater who will love killing these bastards just as much as the farmers you play as.
You know, I could really use a mood lightener. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Not now. I'm busy.
Aw, I want that.
Don't worry, Copafeel. I'll fix this.
Aw, I want to play toys.
If this forum helped me understand anything about the general community that I've grown, y'all really like to draw. What is your dream job? Professional transgender video essay creator and artist, gallery artist or movie director, comic artist, 2D illustration artist, animator slash showrunner, artist slash IT person, professional artist, digital artist, Foley artist, comic book artist, concept artist, stay-at-home artist. For fuck's sake, can we have Ubi please? What the fuck is Ubi? What is your occupation? Part-time artist, part-time janitor. What is your dream job? Not really sure, but something definitely related to creating art stuff. Well, Ruby, you're in luck because the Wii has a good selection of things just for you. From what I can tell, you draw big rat butts on Blue Sky all day. What if instead of just a game, I gave you a new art tablet? This here is the UDraw game tablet from THQ, known for their ability to get licenses and make games that were somewhat playable some of the time. Released in November of 2010 for the Nintendo Wii, it launched with the title UDraw Studio, a game that, well, lets you draw. Not much to say here, it's just an art program but on the Wii. I like the variety of options and media, the background, and the scenery. The music is also really nice to get lost into as well, as it's very soothing. I had a lot of fun drawing my friends and also my beloved Pilgor from Goat Simulator. Big belly, ooh I'm pregnant, ooh I'm pregnant.
Finally.
I also drew this, but it will remain censored due to monetization.
This reminds me of a time you tried to draw a snake and then it looked like a penis.
Remember the time I tried to draw Larry the Cucumber and it looked like a penis?
That's the stream preview, Mal.
Surprisingly, this little doohickey received quite a few games in its life. A grand total of 10 games were released, though there was an 11th one that was cancelled. All these games ranged from Marvel superheroes to Disney princesses. Ah yes, the 2 genders, Snow White and Stiltman. None of these games are of particular note, but I do want to point your attention to SpongeBob Squigglepants. What do you think this is? Perhaps it's a game where you draw SpongeBob characters. Maybe it's like a couple of those games where the UDraw tablet support is questionable. Would you believe me if I told you that this was a WarioWare style micro game compilation? Would you? I still don't believe that I'm not lying to you. This thing is pretty neat and actually did fairly well, receiving a reasonable amount of praise, and I get it. It's pretty advanced for what it is. There's promo videos where they show professional artists using this thing to draw high quality art, and it's definitely something that raised my confidence in its capabilities. If he can draw that, then I can draw a sexy rat. To christen this thing for its new owner, I drew her. Maybe I'll leave that to the new mother of this game. The Wii's demographic was perfect for this thing. It's a fun toy with child-oriented games that can be used by literally everyone, so long as you're not left-handed anyways. Is there a term for racism against the left-handed? This generation of consoles was massive. All 3 major competitors sold really well, so naturally a lot of the big deals on one console were also on the others. UDraw, the tablet and game that only really made sense to put out on the Wii, also came to the PlayStation Triple and Xbox 360. The Wii player got the the U-Draw in a slick white to match the console's color. The other two, the more hardcore gamer audience playing War Simulator and ball busting, got a black version of the tablet. It was released in November of 2011, just a year after the Wii version sold fairly well, and this will surely sell, says THQ, without knowing that this would be one of their final financial decisions before it bankrupted them into being bought out by a different company. Yeah, the attempt to slide into the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 left them with around 1.5 million unsold U-Draw tablets and multiple millions of dollars in debt. There's something really funny about seeing Chapter 11 bankruptcy highlighted next to the game Destroy All Humans on a Wikipedia page. They ended up being bought out by Nordic, which is why you might know this more than you know this nowadays. I think that this tablet will be in good hands with you, Ruby. Please draw something funny for me with it. Have a safe trip, my dear U-Draw tablet. Don't bankrupt your new home. Please.
U-Draw? Why not the Draw Some tablet instead?
Oh, you mean the one with the Smurfs?
Yeah, the one with the Smurfs. What's wrong with the Smurfs? I like the Smurfs. I don't like your attitude about the Smurfs, Mel.
I just really like the snort.
The snorks? Really?
Looking at the form, I see Lucius here has a lot of hobbies. He likes art, go figure. He likes research, which, while ambiguous, I do like the idea of being into general research. Exercise? One of your hobbies is working out? I know a thing or two about that. You know that video of the guy being told to act like his dog just died? I look like him. I look like him. I'm Kevin. I look like Kevin.
Kevin, your dog just died.
You're in luck, Lucius, as the Wii was the console for everyone, and I mean everyone. This video serves to prove that any little part of you can be filled with a Wii game. Don't take that literally. Every age, every gender, every ethnicity, every fashion sense, every demographic. I myself am a super fit, ultra ripped person, so I'd never personally need these, but the Wii was loaded with workout games. A good chunk of them came with random pieces of junk, which you would use to work out with, and others would make you use the Wii remote so you could flail around and hope that no one walked in on you. Considering the pandemic that happened 5 years ago, it's probably not safe to go outside. So why don't I hook you up with a new family member to get toned with while in the safety of your own home? Sure, I could talk about Zumba Fitness 1 and 2, but these things don't fit over my tiny felt body, so I don't think that these are going to work. There's so many options to choose from, but I think the one that you need is the one with me all over it. Yes, that's right, audience. I have a Wii game. Get fit with Mel B. Who is she? Perhaps she's a huge health lady who's known for her time in the gym. Maybe she's a bodybuilder. Would love to see that. Turns out she is a singer and a TV personality. She was part of the Spice Girls, known best for their PS1 game. This is the equivalent of one of those old workout tapes featuring random celebrities who were not known for working out, but instead of being on a VHS, she's on my Wii telling me that I fucking suck at working out. With a smile, of course. This game is very boring. You work out for as short as 15 minutes and as long as 90 minutes. You watch Mel B as she does the moves around in a room that's too big for her. You can do these workouts, they're not super difficult, but I learned by accident that you can just waggle the Wii remote and it'll register just fine. For some of these. There's challenges too, but it's just one specific type of workout instead of a variety. What I found to be the most entertaining part of this game was the food. For some reason, this game provides a bunch of what can loosely be called recipes.
Sorry, that's not breadsticks.
I don't look like breadsticks. The fuck? That's a
yellow
banana!
ass
breadsticks. One piece of fruit of your choice for wholemeal breadsticks. Breadsticks.
What?
Wait, it just tells you to get the breadsticks, to make the breadsticks.
That's a fucking banana.
That's not a breadstick.
I am not a perfect chef by any means, but I do like cooking. I pride myself in my ability to actually season food and stuff. The recipes in this game typically do not feature much seasoning, if any at all, which makes me very sad. Dude, hey, rice cake never had one.
Rice cake never had one.
Mel B is out here promoting bland white people junk, and I cannot stand for that. Look at that laugh. Look at her in the background of this game. I had to sit through this for like 10 minutes just watching her do this. It's awful. Stop laughing at me. So there we have it. That's 8 random shovelware games that I was able to find a good home for by simply peeking at some surface level facts about some random strangers online. I encourage you to do some research into the Wii's library. Try to find some hyper specific niche title that would fit your needs. Play it and hate it. That's what we do with this thing's software.
That was one hell of a hard day's work. I sure am glad that my community service is over and I can finally go home.
Mel, that was one day. In fact, you were even late today. You still have a month's worth of work to do.
I think I'd rather be shot than do this again.
Ooh, I can arrange that.